Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is like a how-to video. I've done a video on changing the fuel filters from the 17 to 19s back when I had my 2017 F250. I did a video and it's basically the exact same thing. So if you've seen that video, it's basically going to be identical to that, just that the part numbers are different. So I haven't even opened up the boxes yet to see if there are any changes, but there must be a little something changed because it's a brand new part. So if you got a 2020 and you've got, you know, some fuel filters from 17 to 19 laying around, chances are that they're not going to work. I mean, they might work, I don't know, but you got new injector, new high pressure fuel system, there's some changes, right? So there must be some different specifications that they needed to meet, and they got a new filter for that. So we're going to jump right into it, but before we get into that, I am going to talk to you a little bit about the 550. So I'm actually going to do both. I have filters kits for both these trucks, my 2020 350, the 17 550. So I'm changing both of those out. First, let's talk about the 550. So in my last video, I mentioned that there was an issue with the 550 with the upper oil pan leaking. Now I've had that issue in the past, and it's a very common thing for this generation of Super Duties, that the upper oil pan does leak. I've already had that replaced, the seal replaced once, and I just assumed that's what it was again. I looked underneath the oil pan, I could see, I could see oil. But as it turns out, there's actually a TSB out, and it's to do with the 17 to 19 cabin chassis, and I think the 16 to 19 F650s and X750s. And what it is the crankcase vent oil separator actually leaks. And it says it's caused by, periods of idling, is what they're saying. So it actually wasn't the oil pan that leaked, it was that leaked. So since I had the truck in there, we also did the recall for the block heater cable, the second recall for that. So we took care of all that while the truck was in there, so the truck is back now. I haven't hauled with it yet. They're going to be hauling with it tomorrow, but everything seems good. So that's what's going on with that truck. So okay, so like I said, basically everything is going to be the same. The filter's located in the same spot under the engine bay, which is right in there, and the one underneath next to the fuel tank with your separator is right there. So it's the same thing. We've got 5, I think, 8mm bolts. We're gonna snap the electrical cable off, drain the separator first, and while we're draining that, go underneath the hood and take care of this one. So there's 2 really important things to remember and to do when you're doing these, and I'll get into that. But why do you change why do you change your fuel filters? Well, you change them because diesel fuel is dirty. It's just a dirty fuel, and at cold climates, like here where I'm at too, your fuel can turn jelly, and it's just extremely hard on the fuel pump and the injectors when your fuel is dirty or gelled. So you want to keep your filters as clean as absolute possible. I like to change mine every second oil change, which is every like 25,000 kilometers. What's that? I don't know, 11,000 miles, 10,000 miles, something like that. Every second oil change. Some guys do it every third oil change. Some guys don't do them at all. Some guys do them every oil change. You can do it however you want. I like to do it every second oil change. So I'm actually in between my second and third oil change on this truck, so I am a little bit delayed on it, but we're gonna get it taken care of today. This truck, I keep this swapped out quite often on this truck, because this truck's under heavy load all the time. So I try to keep it changed a lot on this truck here. But let's pop the hood and we're gonna get into it. Okay, so like I said, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drain the water separator here. Now, SPE makes a really good billet aluminum one to replace these, because these have been known to break. And if you break one of those, you're left alongside the road. And another thing I'm gonna mention too right now, in case I forget later, is after this drains and you pull this down and you go to put your new filter on, close this thing right away. Because if you don't close this and then you start purging the air to the line and trying to get fuel back through the system, you're just leaking this all over the ground. So let's open this up and drain this. Okay, so I'm gonna let that drain, and now we'll go work underneath the hood. Okay guys, so now that I'm looking at this for the first time really close, it looks like these connections are actually different than what was on 17 to 19. These connections here on the 17 to 19, a lot of guys didn't know how to use these pins properly, these clips properly, and they were breaking off these lines. And this line is one whole assembly piece. And these tubes, like, they were like super thin, flimsy, brittle plastic on the 17s, 19s, and possibly even the 16s, I'm not sure. But these look like a much better setup. This is like a softer rubber hose as compared to what was on it before. So this does look different. This actually does look different connection-wise than what the 17s, 19s do. So when you're doing these, you know, you can take a look at them. You can see that some have to be pushed in and then pulled up, and some have to be squeezed and then pulled up. Just take a look at them and make sure that they're released before you start yanking on them, because if you break one of these lines, you are shut down. You're shut down. So just take a look at them, and it's very easy to figure out what you're supposed to do on each one. And when you do that, I'm gonna grab a rag, because these lines are gonna have diesel in them, and when you pull it out too, your filter will have some diesel into it. So I'm gonna put a rag in here just to keep any diesel from flying down and around there. Okay, so I got all three lines off now, and it actually worked out for me. It was easiest to do this one first, this one second, this one third. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be the same for you guys or not. It's just the way that the clips were lined up, but I got them sort of pulled back out of the way. So now you're ready to take your cartridge out. And that's it. So there's your filter out, ready to go back in. Now obviously you can see 1, 2, 3, they're different sizes, so that's how it has to go back in. Okay, so I've actually got both packages opened up here right now. So this is for the 2020, this is for 17 to 19. So here, looking at the kits, honestly, I can't see a single difference in them whatsoever. I mean, I don't know what's different about them. They look identical to me. I don't know. So here is the part number for the 2020. I will put this in the link down below as well. So there's part number for the 2020, and here is the part number for the 2017 to 2019. So yes, different part numbers, but they look absolutely identical. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go put this one right back in right now. The fuel is just basically finished dripping. It's been dripping there for about 10 minutes. You can see how much is in there, you know, quite a bit. So that's done. I'm gonna pop this in place, and then we'll pull that one off. Okay guys, so when you're putting these on, push this in as hard as you absolutely can. You're gonna hear like a little clip, and then when you put your actual clips on, make sure that you give it a good push and hear it snap, and give it a good tug. Now don't rip on it too hard, because you can break these things, but those are on there ready to go. If you grab a hold of one and give it a little pull and it slips off, it's not on far enough. There's like little sort of ribs on here that once that clip goes over and then your pin slides down, your clip slides down in, then you're set. So that's good to go. That is done. That's how easy that is. So now we're gonna go underneath, and there's 5 8mm so you got 5 8mm bolts here to take out, and that's it. You can undo this electrical cable, snap that out, get that out of the way, put it up out of the way, make sure you hook it back up. This is basically done, so we'll close that now so we know it's closed for the future. Take these out. 45 seconds later, it's out. So here is what it will look like. This is, well, it would have come out like this. Your separator was to the back. So you take a look, your little rubber top here is going to be at the top where your drain is. And if you do what I did and you let it drain all the way, you're not going to have a crap load of diesel to deal with. You just have a little bit left in the bottom of the actual pan, which you can just dump out. So much little mess. And then now this thing is ready to be replaced. new one in, back up in place. Your valve's already closed, and that's it for that part. And now the really important part. Okay, so now is the most important part. So other than not ripping your connections apart, damaging those, this is the most important part. Purging the air out of your lines so that you're not burning out your pump and burning out and damaging your injectors. So with push button start, you're gonna just push the button, not start it, and you'll hear air like gurgling through, and you'll hear fuel getting into the system. With a key, you just turn it with on auxiliary, and you might have to do 5 cycles, might do 10 cycles, might have to do 12 cycles. You can hear the difference once it's done. So here's number 1. You can hear it. So it's drawing fuel out of the tank into your system. If you're hearing this, it is not ready. So there's 1 cycle. So then come in, turn your truck off or whatever, and then back on again. You can still hear it. It's not ready. Now we got a different noises happening. We're starting to get some fuel in there. It's not ready yet. So I'm now on my 5th cycle. It's starting to sound pretty good. And of course you want to come up here and make sure that you don't have any diesel going all over the place. You know, through these connections, there's no diesel leaking. Everything looks good here. Again, you're coming back and still listening. And there is still a little purging going on there. So that was 5. Okay, so I've done 7 cycles. So after 6 cycles, the sounds were gone. It sounded like the system was purged, everything was good. But I gave it 1 more last cycle. So now let's give this thing a try. See what happens. Beautiful, beautiful. So it fired right up. It wasn't trying at all. If it sounds like it's purged and then you try to start it and it's like not grabbing fuel and it's just trying and trying, do not keep doing that. Stop, purge it again, and you're good to go. So, you know, obviously you're checking for leaks. No leaks here. We have no leaks under the engine bay. The truck fired right up. That's it. You're done. Everything is done. Okay guys, so that is it. Both trucks are done. The 17550, the 2020 350, both trucks are done. Both fuel filters changed, and now I'm good to go for a while. I'm not going to worry about any bad fuel getting in there. Just, you know, it's done. You did it. It's done, you know, right. If the truck started, you have no leaks, it's done right. You saved yourself some money. I would say the dealer, I've never had the dealer do this for me, but I'm guaranteed they're going to charge you at least an hour labor. 110 bucks an hour for 2 trucks. That's, you know, 250 bucks plus your time to go over there, because you don't just get right in when you go to a dealer or to, you know, a local shop. A lot of times you got to wait around. You're taking time out of your day. I'm doing this on a Sunday evening, and both trucks are done and within 45 minutes, and that's including me filming, which you guys won't be doing that, setting up, you know, all that stuff. So 45 minutes, both trucks are done. I didn't have to leave my yard. Just convenient. Do it, you know, you can do it yourself with no issues whatsoever. But anyway, for now, that's it. If you have any questions at all, hit me up. I'll get back to you. If you guys have any other ways that you do it that are better than what I did it, by any chance, you know, let me know. But for now, that is it. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.